Risikofaktor 1 zu X. Apokalypse ungewiss. Nach vorne, ohne Kompromiss. Auch wenn die Zukunft
Greetings, gamers. I'm not so sure about that. I lay my hopes that once S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 is unfrozen and development resumes, I'll join the S.T.A.L.K.E.R team as a game designer and scriptwriter. I don't consider myself a star. I just love writing screenplays, and some things that I do simply work out perfectly. Of course, in no way is it a burden for me, but a pure delight. By the way, most Ukrainian games tend to have well-written plots. Just recall Metro 2033 or its recent sequel, Metro Last Light. I won't call my professional path just a career, as it's more like the ultimate purpose of my entire life. I fell in love with games being a kid, and since then, I knew that creating games is possibly the coolest thing ever. Indeed, games are my passion. S.T.A.L.K.E.R is the first game by 8D Studio. If our game proves to be a success, you'll see lots of other amazing projects by our team. Hopefully they'll be of various scales and in completely different genres. I believe that with the game going gold, the number of experts of all ages will increase drastically. The main reason for this is that our game is interesting for gamers of all ages, both for kids and adults. I'd keep from saying that S.T.A.L.K.E.R is similar to Minecraft. It has more action in it, the world of the game is alive. Personally, I love Minecraft, and it has my deepest respect. Still, while playing Minecraft, I lacked the proper tools to create some objects I needed. In S.T.A.L.K.E.R, we want to grant players those tools so that gamers themselves will draw whatever they want. Weapons, creatures, blocks, walls, natural phenomena. S.T.A.L.K.E.R is an adventurous first-person role-playing game. It'll be packed with intense action, lots of puzzles, secrets, hidden places you should search for, and there also might be elements of horror, even mysticism. Therefore, the answer is yes. There'll be lots of fun stuff to do besides drawing, and it provides the possibility for creating something new. All creatures that you draw become alive immediately and will interact with each other. It happens due to a life simulation system we added to the game, so all creatures can wander around the world, meet other beings, fight aggressors, and make contact with friendly ones. They build the relationships. For instance, a creature always has a friendly attitude towards its creator. In-game beings will have wishes, needs, and desires. As an example, to build their own home. To do that, it'll start collecting stones, branches, and eventually will try to create this house. The plot of S.T.A.L.K.E.R starts when some evil force had stolen all the colors. The colorless world in black and white starts to crumble, and the local citizens vanish away. This dire situation requires a true hero. Will you become this hero? I don't know, as you have the freedom of choice. You can save the world, create something new, or attempt to do anything you consider your business. You can travel to the worlds created by other players. There'll be tons of things to do besides what's in the main story. As for the plot, we plan to make it a sandbox story that will develop over the years. It's a living story, not a static one, and it'll change depending on your actions. That means all elements, all characters in the game are alive. The outcome of this is completely unpredictable, and it's unlikely you'll ever be able to see everything in S.T.A.L.K.E.R. I'm a hardcore adult gamer myself, and eventually I found myself at that critical point where I've already beaten all the games I could, and I'm fed up with photorealistic graphics. Games become stale for me, and I want something fresh. I want the game to engage me in a certain creative process. Adult players will fancy Sketch-Tales as it's a hardcore RPG, allowing you to design your weapons from scratch, your character's design, and even the entire world. That's some amazing freedom of expression. I didn't finish drawing school either, and I'm no artist. In order to play Sketch-Tales, you don't need to be a Van Gogh. Quite the contrary. Sketch-Tales gives you an amazing chance to learn the basics of drawing. You'll start with simple stick figures, but in the end, you might be surprised with your own chef d'oeuvres. Moreover, these wacky characters become part of the comedy elements of the game. Just imagine how it'll be when these awkward NPCs start living in this world, breeding, building their funny houses. There's nothing bad about drawing clumsy things. They'll turn out to be charming as soon as they come alive in the game. I liked the project and I had some ideas that could contribute something to it. I accepted the invitation to become an advisor for the Areal. That was right in the middle of a game campaign at Kickstarter. Unfortunately, in the campaign itself, in its setup, some grave mistakes were made. I didn't start it and was not able to control it, but I did make suggestions as to how to fix the problems. For example, to make a new video, to restart the Kickstarter campaign, but the studio executives decided to bring the campaign to an end. What happened, happened. The Areal was frozen. Our path with West Games crossed only once, and for now we parted. But I still believe this game had the potential to tell a story following the spirit of a true stalker post-apocalypse atmosphere. Well, about whining. It has always been, and there's always somebody saying everything is bad now. And what's been before was freaking awesome. Well, now it's not. I believe that everything is fine now. Here in Ukraine, there are lots of studios that are making games for tablets, smartphones, video games, and some small studios and independent studios. Their numbers are growing, and I think that we're experiencing a golden age of the Ukrainian gaming industry, and there will be even more opportunities in the future. It's cool to work in a big company, but I wanted to start something of my own. I'm fed up with current industry trends, all that copy-pasted pipeline development. I wanted to do something more engaging, something having a soul with creative potential to it. So I came up with the decision to take those risks. The idea of Sketch-Tales has been cherished for 8 years already. And for me, it's my way, my business. And I never had the slightest doubt.